We did it, guys. We made it to 100,000 subscribers, all because of you lovely ladies and gentlemen on the other side of the screen. The Call of Duty was put out there and you guys performed beautifully for this great channel. And I must say thank you to all of you ladies and gentlemen for getting the channel to this point. And what are we gonna do for the first video of this channel being at 100,000 subscribers? We're not gonna look at gameplay of new things. No. Game Changer program, we don't know where that is. Gift Changer program, the one I found is not gonna be here today. But what we got today, ladies and gentlemen, is a new format called the Text Changer video, where I am gonna read text to you guys that you also will read along with me. There's more, hold on. Gustav! Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the reason why you subscribe to this channel. Alright, go away. Subscribe for more cat content, ladies and gentlemen, only to find us on this channel. But the two cats I want to talk about today, more specifically, Bastila, Shan and HK-47. We finally got the kit information for these two characters. And my goodness, power creep. My goodness, these guys are going to be pretty good, it looks like. And I haven't seen gameplay yet. We don't even got Darth Revan, but right now, a lot of anti-Jedi stuff. A lot of anti-Jedi Knight Revan stuff. So let's first talk about Revan's love, Bastila, Shan, Fallen, oh boy. So they pretty much kept her kit relatively the same, but a few big things were added to her kit to be supercharged with Darth Revan, and a new unique ability just came out of nowhere into Bastila, Shan, Fallen's kit, and man, she looks like she's gonna be very critical, as I said, to Darth Revan. So here we go. Now, normally we just kind of skip over tags for characters and because they're not really too out of the ordinary. However, we got to stop here and look at the tags because we have a Sith tag as she already had, and now we dropped the Old Republic tag because technically she wasn't working for the Old Republic anymore. And now we have this brand new thing called the Sith Empire Tag. And that could be very important with how characters will synergize with Darth Revan going forward, because the Sith Empire doesn't entail all the Sith, Count Dooku and Darth Maul. Although they are Sith, they are not part of the Sith Empire specific to Knights of the Old Republic. And the question out there that we have to ask right now, who is going to be in the Sith Empire tag and how significant is it? Is Darth Revan's kit only going to be specific to Sith Empire characters? And if so, will this limit Darth Traya, Darth Sion, Darth Nihilus? And will we see tags of this be added to characters such as Sith Marauder, Sith Assassin, and Sith Trooper? A lot of questions up in there, and I'm assuming we'll find out more about that in the upcoming future with the Darth Revan Kit unveiling. But I just want to put that out there because this could limit what Sith we use it with. Although when we look at that leaked screenshot with the 3 Zeta Gamorrean Guard, we do see some of the Sith triumvirate in the team. So maybe there's Sith synergy, but maybe there's a second layer of synergy more specific to Sith Empire. We'll have to wait and see, but want to put it out there because that's something people normally glance by. So basic pretty much kept the same. She's going to do ability block. We're still also going to get the shock synergy with Wild Lightning. That's the same. But now Fear, as they said they were going to add Fear to her kit. And I'm like, they may probably add it to this Fear special ability. And indeed, they did. So now, normally she inflicts stun with this ability, which was pretty good before, but now you're going to inflict Fear on a target enemy and another random enemy for 1 turn instead of stunning, which can't be copied or can't be the spell, but you can evade it and resist it and all that fun stuff. And kind of like before, instead of stunning expired, when Fears expire, you inflict offense down, critical damage down, evasion down, speed down, expose and stagger for 2 turns, and these effects cannot be resisted. So the concept is the same there, but instead of stun, it's going to be Fear that's going to trigger all this stuff going forward, and all other enemies are inflicted with offense down, critical damage down, evasion down, speed down, expose, and stagger for 2 turns. Debuffs galore, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are wondering, what does Fear mean, Otto, besides me fearing these new kits? Fear in this context means you miss the next turn, you can't use abilities, and you can't evade, and you increase cooldowns by 1, and Fear expires on taking damage from an attack. So this is kind of a more extreme version of stun, because stun, you get to miss a turn. That's basically what happens. Here, you're just going to stand there. You can't evade. You're basically just a punching dummy that can't use your basic or your special abilities. And it's kind of like isolation because you're going to increase your cooldowns. And then Fear, once you get punched to death by Darth Revan, then the Fear finally drops off. So it's a more extreme version of stun, not quite isolation, but basically, you're just kind of standing there. You're scared to death. That's exactly what Fear is trying to do. They kind of get it across perfectly right here. Corrupted Battle Meditation is staying relatively the same, but there's kind of a big important clause that makes this more deadly. And here's the big thing. corrupted battle meditation can't be dispelled. So this right here, locked debuffs, man, that's some scary stuff right there. And all this stuff right here, the corrupted battle meditation does, that's like better than General Grievous's leadership right there. In this tiny unique ability, one clause is more powerful than most leaderships out there, and you can't get rid of it. So it's almost like a 24/7 active leader ability if once corrupted battle meditation is spread across the enemy field. So this is relatively staying the same with the exception of potency, and I'm assuming the Zeta she already has is still kind of in place here. And we'll talk more about DEATHMARK. We don't see anyone explicitly do DEATHMARK yet with Bastila, Shan, as well as HK-47, but I'm thinking Darth Revan is going to have the DEATHMARK, and they actually have a whole post explaining their changes to DEATHMARK for Spawn, which is the brand new unique ability for Bastila, Shan Fallen. If Darth Revan is in the leader slot, Bastila and Darth Revan have plus 70% max health and plus 70% health steal. Jeez. Darth Revan also recovers protection and corrupted battle meditation, and enemies inflicted with corrupted battle meditation, which by the way can't be dispelled, can't inflict debuffs on enemies when they use an ability. Oh, but this excludes raid bosses. If Jedi Knight Revan is on the enemy squad, we have actually specific anti-Jedi Knight Revan things. Bastila gains advantage and foresight for 1 turn at the start of Jedi Knight Revan's turn. So no Zeta explicitly stated here, so it looks like most battles as of now will be Revan versus Revan, Darth Revan having Bastila Shan, so she'll already get foresight, and I guess if you have the Zeta on Sith Apprentice, you're gonna just give the foresight over to the Sith, to Darth Revan, let's say. So we're gonna see a lot of new things with HK-47, and these abilities sound so cool. It's gonna be awesome if they take a Squad Arena character, Squad Arena, a very free-to-play character. If they turn this guy into a powerhouse of a character, I'm gonna be a happy man. I'll be a happy man, even if they did nuke the leader ability. HK-47 right here. Again, we have the droid tag, and we got the Sith Empire tag as well. And again, just because you're in the Sith Empire doesn't make you a Sith. Obviously, HK-47 is not a Sith, so this is gonna be its brand new tag. And again, we kind of have to wait for Darth Revan to see if the Sith Empire tag will be put to any sort of use. And now we got a new description. Now Bastila Shan Fallen was the anti-Jedi Knight Revan. Here we got a droid attacker that excels at taking down Jedi enemies. And my goodness, you love that Bastila Shan Zeta? No more. HK-47's putting you down, and all these other teams out there that rely on bonus turn meter. Basic ability, request, die, meatbag. Final text, deal physical damage to a target enemy, gain offense up for 2 turns, and this attack has plus 30% critical damage against debuffed enemies. Havoc, the first special ability, cooldown of 3. This is something we kind of saw first introduced with the Droidica, where you deal true damage, which ignores defense but can't critically hit, to all enemies, and half that amount an additional time for each debuffed enemy. Then inflict tenacity down on all enemies for 2 turns. Tenacity down really shuts down, especially Jedi teams and all. It's the possibilities right now, just these 2 characters, just break and hurt so many factions out there. And this attack deals 20% more damage for each Jedi enemy, and guess what? It can't be countered as well, which is a good thing because HK-47, I mean, let's check this out real quick. Assuming they don't touch his stats, he's a pretty frail character. I mean, he's not horribly frail. I've seen worse, Commander Cody, for example, but still not a very durable character. And for an attacker, you wouldn't expect that too much. So one AoE ability and a bunch of counterattacks coming from a Jedi team or Commander Luke Skywalker team could easily blow away this character at this stage. And special number 2, brand new, which starts on a cooldown of 9. It's called Assassination Protocol, and trust me, there's a lot of ways you can reduce this cooldown, as we'll see. You're going to dispel all buffs on a target enemy. Kind of reminds me of Boba Fett's Execute, and then deal physical damage to that enemy. This attack can't be evaded, much like Boba Fett, and deals 100% more damage against Jedi. That's how you take out Jedi, man, just 100% more damage against them. And if the target has DEATHMARK or Fear, we know Bastila Shan has Fear. Where does the DEATHMARK come from? We'll find out soon, I bet. This ability's cooldown is reset, so you can keep resetting this over and over again if there's a lot of Fear and a lot of DEATHMARK, and this ability starts on a cooldown and is reduced by 1 when an enemy is inflicted with Fear. So even just applying Fear will quickly reduce the cooldown of this ability. So it's not going to be a slow 9-turn countdown. It's going to go by pretty fast if put in the correct team, i.e. Bastila Shan Fallen and he who shall not be named, Darth Revan. Oh, rest in peace, leader ability. You had a good run It's funny how an outdated leader ability is better than a new reworked ability. Again, I had a whole conversation about this. It makes sense. They couldn't do all this other crazy stuff, I suppose, and they'd be limiting themselves in future droid designs if they didn't change the leader ability. Plus 30% critical chance for droids, plus 20% critical damage, and gain 10% turn meter on a critical hit, which went down from 50% turn meter on a critical hit. So HK-47, I'm just assuming right now, he's not going to be that crazy of a droid leader anymore. We'll have to wait and see. Even if you got 5 AoE abilities that critically hit, let's say from IG-88, not enough to take another bonus turn, whereas before 2 critical hits would have allowed a droid to take another turn. So you won't be seeing too many crazy results, and they will be resetting and returning all ability material that used to be on HK-47's leadership ability. And I'm thinking, if you're trying not to inflate your galactic power, you might not want to reinvest in that unless you just really want a good like backwall droid team. But I'm thinking, if you're going to be using HK-47, it's with Darth Revan, and I don't think, unless you're not going to get Darth Revan, probably not a lot of reasons to upgrade this leader ability, unless you just want to have everything maxed out. But right now, it looks like it's just dead weight to the kit. And self-reconstruction. We got a Zeta on it. It looks like this is a double Zeta character, unless there's a typo. Maybe there's not, because we saw 1 Zeta. Maybe they changed it and add 2 Zetas because the kit's pretty good here. Self-reconstruction with the Zeta. When a buff expires on HK-47, recover 5% health and 5% protection. And when HK-47 uses an ability during his turn, it deals 25% more damage if the target has DEATHMARK. We still haven't seen anything with that, or Fear. So this is nice. And I'm guessing, if I had to guess, usually health and protection regeneration abilities are tied to the Zeta. So if I had to guess, this might be where the Zeta is adding right there, and that would be important because you're going to see a lot of buffs expiring on enemies, whether you're forcing them to expire from like Syan or his new special ability where he'll dispel buffs. He needs the durability. He's not going to be the most durable character, so health and protection regeneration will be important. And loyalty to the maker, the second unique ability. Final text with the Zeta. Again, we don't quite know where it is, but I can maybe make some predictions here. If HK-47's leader is Darth Revan, HK-47 has the following: plus 50% defense, offense, potency, and tenacity, plus 30% critical avoidance for each Jedi enemy. Cooldown of Assassination Protocol is reset the first time another Sith Empire ally is defeated. So again, Sith Empire, not just Sith, so can't just be Emperor Palpatine biting the dust. And enemies with protection up can't gain bonus turn meter. The developers posted a whole thing of how DEATHMARK will kind of coordinate with Taunt and Marked. So they are saying that they want to change how DEATHMARK interacts with the Taunt and Marked debuffs in preparation for Darth Revan. Interesting. Who will use the DEATHMARK mechanic. So there's no longer a need for an assumption. They said it right there. We've been speculating. It's happening, people. Currently, Taunt and Marked take priority over DEATHMARK, but DEATHMARK will be changed to have equal priority. For example, in current battles, if you marked one enemy and DEATHMARK another enemy, you had to target the marked character. After the update, you can choose to target either the marked or the DEATHMARK character. Please ignore that a character who ignores Taunt has always ignored DEATHMARK and Mark. This will not be affected by the changes above. So there you have it, guys. DEATHMARK is confirmed for Darth Revan. Man, that's gonna hurt for Jedi that rely on a lot of revival mechanics from Joel Lee and all that stuff. Being able to just put that nail in the coffin like Death Trooper, that's crazy. Our second DEATHMARK character right here, ladies and gentlemen. So I guess we'll see where all this heads to. With Darth Revan coming to the game, it's definitely going to probably be Darth Revan versus Jedi Knight Revan. The question is, how good is Darth Revan going to be on defense? Because right now he seems like an offensive powerhouse, but seeing he's a 3 Zeta character, he's probably going to be good on both sides of the coin. Comment down below. We'll find more about the Darth Revan kit reveal hopefully this week. I don't think we're going to get any gameplay, but hopefully we will get gameplay so we can showcase it to you guys. Like if you did enjoy it, subscribe so you can see more cats and text. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone.
Party Richter, Party Richter. Down, 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 down. Party Richter, Party Richter. Son of a bitch. Party Richter, Party Richter. Down, down, down.